Boys, today I wanted to talk a little bit about the Ace versus Blackbeard fights. If you read the latest chapter 1154, then you know that Rox is Blackbeard's father, and so I wanted to look back at Ace versus Blackbeard because there are some very interesting symbolism between that fight. First of all, Whitebeard being a part of the Rox pirates and taking both of the sons of Rox and Roger, Ace and Blackbeard respectively. So this battle can kind of be seen as a fated battle because, as you know, Sengoku did say that Rox was Roger's greatest enemy, or he might have been his greatest enemy. They might have scuffled a couple times, but from what we know, the only time they really fought was at God Valley. They probably did meet before that as well at multiple occasions, but we don't know about that for sure. Blackbeard's full name is Marshall D. Teach. Ace's full name, Porcus D. Ace. Porcus, because he took it from his mom, Porcus D. Rouge. And then you have Blackbeard. Now, Rox's name is Zebek. Rox D. Zebek. So the family name would be Rox. His name is Zebek because it's Japanese and you have the last one, the first name, the last, right? You know the deal. So, a cool little connection between them is that they both took the name of their mom. Now, of course, there is the possibility of Blackbeard just making up a name and him just using something he thought was cool. Now, historically, the name obviously comes from the real life pirate Thatch, but I did think that was cool. Now, there is a sketch out there of Oda drawing Blackbeard's mom. He did do it a while ago. Now, of course, this is a sketch. He also drew Blackbeard's sisters, and there's a little interaction between Ace and them, and Ace kind of being a little flabbergasted at them kind of being more respectful than Blackbeard. And there's two of them, and that's all we got. Now, this was a while ago, but of course I do think Oda is going to use these ideas in the future. And I wanted to bring in Luffy a little bit here because that's a difference between Luffy and Blackbeard, and also Ace, I guess, but Luffy uses the monkey name. Luffy didn't change it or didn't use his mom's name, right? Now, of course, there is the possibility of Garp having a daughter and then Dragon being the son-in-law, but we don't know about that for sure. So maybe the mother is the monkey and then Dragon just took that name as well. But I just thought that was a very interesting connection between both of them. Also, of course, you have Blackbeard trying to make Ace join him. That's the first thing he says when they meet at Benaro Island, where the fight happened. Blackbeard really wanted Ace to join him, which is a cool reflection of Rox himself, having all these big name shots on his crew, like Shiki, like Whitebeard, like Big Mom, like Stussy, Kaido, etc. Now, this is going into a little bit of a speculation territory, but first of all, Ace did not like Roger. We know this. He hated Roger because of his reputation, and that made him not want to live until his last moments. But what if Blackbeard also didn't like Rox? Now, of course, his ship is called the Saber of Zebek, which is what I titled my last video. So there is the possibility of him kind of seeing himself as the Saber of Zebek, literally being the one to do his dream and become the king of the world, which is also might be why Blackbeard wants his kingdom to become recognized by the world government. And as far as I know, this is the only fight in the series between two D's, Will of D's. Now, you can of course also say Vivi vs Luffy. It's not really a fight, right? But as we know, Vivi is also a D. But it is the only really fight between two D's. Ace versus Blackbeard. Porcus D. Ace versus Marshall D. Teach. And that might also represent the two sides of the D's. Maybe. And it has been hinted at that that they were just made, right? Because of that one panel when Ace and Sabo and Luffy were kids, and Luffy being like, "Oh, Sadibo," right? Sadibo. So maybe you can just inherit it, or maybe just get it, right? So that might represent the two ideals or two ways that these went back in the day. Another cool part is that, like I mentioned, Blackbeard's ship is the Saber of Sebek. Meanwhile, Roger, his ship is the Oro Jackson, of course, which is nothing related to Ace, but his sword is named Ace. Now, we don't know where this sword is. It might be one of the 12, right? It might be one of the 21. I might double check this right now, actually. Roger's sword Ace. Oh, it is actually one of the 12 supreme grade swords. Okay, so it is that. Okay, but yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. I thought that was a little cool detail between them. Now, when the chapter first came out, I don't read spoilers, so I didn't know this, but you know, I look at some posts on social media, and a possible theory was that Rox had the Opi Opi no Mi, which is Law's Devil Fruit. This is of course because he cut the mountain and because of him doing this. Now, personally, I do think he just did this because he had 2 questions, so he does this. Pretty normal thing to do. But if he did have the Opi Opi no Mi, who else did Blackbeard fight? Law. And that was not that long ago. And remember, Blackbeard wanted the Opi Opi no Mi. Of course, that could be because it is a very good devil fruit. I talked a little bit about that in one of my previous videos about the strongest devil fruits, Law's devil fruits. It is a very good one, but maybe it has a connection to rocks. We do not know. And to kind of close off this video, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Luffy versus Blackbeard that is eventually going to happen. Because I think the theme of that fight is going to be will versus blood. Luffy inheriting Ace's and Roger's wills and everyone around him. Meanwhile, Blackbeard having the will of thee, of course, but also the blood of Zebek. So I think this could kind of be a spiritual successor to the fight between Roger and Zebek that happened at God Valley. Because we do know this fight is a fated battle. Ever since they met, a man's dreams have no end. Them being the complete opposite of each other. 2 sides of the same coin. That is the end of this video. What do you think? Do you look at the fight differently? Is there anything I forgot to mention? Any little fun facts? I just wanted to make this little video because I thought of this fight immediately when I read the chapter. So yeah, I just wanted to share my thoughts. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe. You know what to do. Have a great day. Have an awesome day. And bye.